Hello painters, how are you? In this video we are going back to basics again, and for basics we are going to paint these bananas. I have added some stuff in the background to make the painting more interesting. For example, the paper with the golden circle, that I think it's cute to make it as if it was a napkin, but feel free to paint plain background if you want to paint just the banana. The tutorial is going to focus just in the bananas, so your call. Let's go! I am going to paint in wood, and for the base choice I have these options. First, the yellow. This is inconvenient because I am going to paint bananas and I don't want my yellows to be eclipsed by this. And then we have a warmish option and a cold option. If I paint bananas on this, I have to make sure that my yellows are bright and opaque enough. So I am going to paint on this super bright fluor pink, because if I make some transparencies with my paints and these aren't opaque enough, the pink is going to be visible through the painting and it's going to be super pretty. As always, I am going to use these acrylic markers. You have links in the description down below. Okay, and for the background I am going to make these papers that I put here like they were some napkins, some clothes. Just a bit thicker, I think it would be more realistic. And I think I am going to add the circles because this way I am going to avoid painting on them and I will leave more opportunities to the pink to go through the painting. Of course, you can make all of this with just regular acrylic and a brush, but make sure it's acrylic because it will be dry super fast and you will be able to paint onto it without messing the sketch. And this is my palette: titanium white, any kind of yellow you like. I am using lake yellow, yellow ochre, Venetian red, quinacridone magenta, burnt umber, sap green, cobalt blue and cobalt tea. You can use any palette you want, but I think this palette would perform nicely with the bananas. And of course I'm using a bit of medium to make the paint thinner. I am going to start with this flat regular brush and I'm going to start from the bananas, but from the shadow parts. I'm going to pre-mix some of my colors. Okay, these are my mixes and now the rest I am going to make them on the go. Bit of medium, and I'm going to start with the shadows. Maybe this brown for this part. You can see the pink sneaking through the paint. Bit of purple. These two shadows are more or less in the same value. If I use the same colors, you may have some difficulties to make clear that this is from this banana and this is from this banana. So I am using greens for here, or some brownish greens for this front banana, and pinks for the background banana. This way, even though you use the same values, you are going to see some nice distinction between both bananas. The key here is to exaggerate the tone. For example, here we have some visible greens. Here you have another example of what you can expect with a bright pink base. If you do this with a blue, of course, the atmosphere would be cooler. And now the shadows are complete and I am going to paint the yellows. For that I am going to add some more yellow to the palette because this is going to be too little. And I am going to add some vermilion red too because this is just excellent for the orange. And I am going to grab my yellow and test this here. Okay, the sensation is that this yellow is maybe too green, even though we didn't add green to this one. But this is just because of the base. The base is pink, so we tend to see the colors more green, just because of the contrast, because of the illusion that it makes. So I am going to add a bit of red to our yellows to make it quite orange. Or you can just use some warmer yellows like Indian, cadmium, ochre. Okay, if you want to cover something darker and you don't want your paint to be transparent, you have to grab some thick paint and almost parallel to the surface. Because if the brush is in this position, it won't apply the paint as thick and as opaque as we need. So with this gesture, we are going to be able to cover the lines. For the contrast, I have here an old cadmium yellow. I'm going to add it on some parts. You will see this is much warmer yellow, and even more when we get rid of the pink. Before finishing the bananas, I am going to get rid of the background, and I will be using this purplish, and I am going to try leaving every circle without painting, instead of painting everything and just paint the circles onto it. If you don't know how to tint the whites, you can use cooler whites for the background and warmer ones for the foreground. So we are going to use this purplish white. I am going to turn this to paint more comfortable, and I am going to add some warm white to the foreground. You'll see. And now for this part we are going to use warmer whites. As you can see, this is warm and this is cooler. Of course, because of the transparencies with the pink below, but don't worry about that. But if we want to make the edge white, super shiny, super bright, we have to make the rest a bit darker, because if not, we are not going to have enough contrast. It's warm enough, maybe more pink. Because of the background, I see it's super gray, it's okay. Now you can see clearly the blues here and the yellows here. Let's keep covering the background. Can you see that this is making a nice contrast? If we had used just plain white for the napkin, we wouldn't have been able to make this edge brighter and light. We need contrast here. Okay, and this is the tutorial I wanted to make with these bananas. I think it's fun and nice to experiment and start getting loose, but I am going now to finish the painting because I'm not able to leave this unfinished. I am working on it, but for now I am going to finish it, so enjoy the time lapse. Okay, and now that we don't have the pink undertone anymore, we are going to finish them. For example, some edges, here, just a pinch. Here, a little transition.
And these are the bananas that we painted today. I think it's nice because just because we use this bright pink, for example, if you see a picture of a work in progress, you can see that the colors look more desaturated. This is just because of the illusion of the background. This is forcing me to use more saturated colors, and thanks to that, the result is super vibrant. Of course, the making process can be more difficult and you have to trust a bit the process, but when you have it, when you are covering the background, you are going to see that your colors are super bright and cool. And another thing I like here is that you can see the pink peeking through the paint, and this is super cute because this is a vibrant fluor pink and makes a traditional still life painting super contemporary and super fun. I hope you have enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!